Well, the Dallas Cowboys season has officially come to an end courtesy of the Los Angeles Rams. 30 to 22, Vegas wins. The point spread was 7 points. Rams, so the Rams definitely covered. So many emotions, so many thoughts. Like, I'm still trying to just gather all my thoughts and not just lose my effing mind about how this game went. This game kind of reminded me of the Indianapolis Colts game that we played a couple weeks back, where the defense just was a complete no-show. And it just looked overmatched, overpowered. It was just sad. Everybody was running on the Cowboys defense today. It was atrocious. Everything up the middle. That middle of the line tonight was so thin. It felt like it was as thin as paper mache. I mean, it was just no resistance at all. CJ Anderson is washed up. He looked like Jerome Bettis tonight. He had 23 attempts. He had 100 some odd yards. I don't know off the top of my head, but he had over 100 yards. Todd Gurley had 16 carries, over 100 yards. And he's not all the way 100%. I don't care what any of the Rams officials say or any of the commentators say. Todd Gurley isn't 100%, but he still ran wild. Everything was up the middle tonight. Jared Goff ended the game on a run. How appropriate. Jared Goff, Jared Sloth, ran the ball and sealed the game tonight. So that just tells you how tonight went. Jared Goff didn't really kill us from the pocket tonight. He didn't have to. He just, they just ran the ball down the Cowboys' throats. And it was just a despicable effort. I don't know if it was just a combination of just how it was just no effort, or if it was Rob Marinelli and just not being prepared and not switching up his packages. I don't know what it was. It was a combination, in my opinion, but it was just atrocious effort altogether. Dak Prescott, of course, we got to bring up Dak Prescott because, he is always the center of when things go good and especially when things go bad. So they ran a stat tonight. Usually we win these games when he doesn't turn the ball over. We were 24-2 heading into tonight's game when Dak Prescott doesn't turn the ball over. Guess what? He didn't turn the ball over tonight. And we still lost handily because, again, the defense didn't show up at all. So I want to hear all the criticism that Dak gets when he doesn't show up. I want to hear that criticism tomorrow morning about that damn defense because it was not good. It was awful. They've gotten a lot of praise all year, and again, we're the youngest team in the league, or one of the youngest teams in the league. So, I understand there's still room for growth and all these other good things that can come down the road in the future when, this team starts to mature and find their footing. But criticism has to be placed at the foot of Rob Marinelli and those young Dallas Cowboys defensive backs, defensive front seven, even the backs, the cornerbacks, and they weren't even bad. They actually played okay. That front seven was awful. Jalen Smith didn't play well. I don't think I've seen a bad game from him all year except for this game and the Colts game. But Smith was bad. Van Der Esch was missing tackles. Sean Lee looked like he was out of place at a lot of times. And in the front, again, the defensive tackles, they were just getting pushed around all game. And let me just jump to offense real quick. First of all, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to hold it together right now because I'm just disgusted right now. But I'm trying to hold it together. Bear with me. Scott Linehan, man. Jerry, please fire Scott Linehan. He is an awful play caller. I've been saying this for years. Like, tonight was another example, 1,000th example of how terrible of a play caller he is. The critical moment of the game was the fourth down that we tried to go and get when we were down 23-15. It's still a game. About 7 minutes left or so. It's still a ball game. All you got to do is pick this first down up. tick the clock down, take it away from the offense because the defense can't make any stops. What does they do? What do they do? What does Scott Linehan do? Let's just call number 21 and just hand the ball off, I formation, and just run straight up the middle. You got Connor Williams, a rookie, who can't block anybody. That's why he lost his position for another Sufi. I can't pronounce his name, but he's hurt. So Connor Williams in the game, and he's overmatched. At any time we pay anybody, he's overmatched. So you got him in the middle, then you got Looney playing center. So you got an incredible disadvantage in the middle of your line. But what does Scott Linehan do? Oh, let's just run I formation and just run straight up the middle with Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody in the stadium knows what you're doing, Scott. I don't know. How about be innovative? How about being a little creative and thinking outside of the box, Scott? Instead of handing the ball off in I form like everybody in the whole arena knows you're going to do, how about you say, you know what? Let's hand it, fake it, and let's have our 240-pound, 6'2", 240-pound quarterback get the goddamn first down. How about you do that? Just simple play calling. He cannot do. He can't comprehend. I can't comprehend why it's so hard for him to call a game. You have a 6'2", 240-pound quarterback, and you got one of the best running backs in the league. If your running back is struggling, why not have your 6'2", 240-pound quarterback take some of that pressure off Zeke? Because now if you got them both going at it, that's a dual threat. Now you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if Zeke's getting it. You don't know if Dak's going to keep it and go. It definitely caused some concern on the defensive side of the ball. But if the defense knows Dak's never going to run, then they could just zone in on number 21. It's just common sense. You don't need a degree. You don't need to be a coach in Pop Warner for 30 years to know that. Like, it's common sense. But he consistently does this every single week. It's mind-numbing to me. Dak Prescott ran the ball twice today. Twice. Wrap your mind around that. He ran 2 times today. One of his biggest assets is his legs. Today was the day, today was the game to use his asset, and that's his legs. Dak should have ran at least 10 times today because it called for it, because Zeke needed that. Zeke needed those 8 extra carries from Dak today. But did he get it? No, because Scott Linehan is an idiot and he doesn't know how to call games. Like, I've been saying this for years, but I don't know. Scott Linehan somehow always gets a pass. I don't know how. I don't know why. But he'll get a pass again tomorrow. We won't talk about how terrible he was at play calling. We'll do it again. And we'll be back to square one, getting, building up for next year. It'll be the same old story. But anyway, just to wrap this up, Cowboys defense was atrocious. The offense had no imagination. Oh, how about this? You lose one of the best corners, the Rams I'm talking about, one of their best corners, Aqib Talib, goes out of the game with, and he's in concussion protocol. They never ever tried to take advantage of the backup that was replacing Talib. Talib. His name is ridiculous, but Talib. Go after the goddamn backup, Scott. Draw some plays up. Go down the field. Get Dak out the pocket and go down the field. And he just didn't do that. And then Aqib Talib came back in, and then, the Rams went, off to a race as far as on the defensive side. So there's just so many just monumental breakdowns. Scott Linehan didn't surprise me because sometimes I don't know what I'm getting from Scott Linehan. It's like, the offense is inconsistent because the play caller is inconsistent. That's the root of all of this evil. It's the play caller. He's not very good. And he keeps getting passes for some reason. I don't know why, but, that's what it is. But just to take it off of Scott Linehan for a second, tonight the defense was so bad that it didn't really matter what the offense did. because the bottom line was the defense couldn't get off the field. They could not get off the field. I think the Rams had some outrageous number of first downs today, 15 to 18 first downs, or I don't even remember the number. I'm just so disgusted right now. But the defense couldn't get off the field. I mean, the Rams, I think all but about only 3 times didn't score. So just about every single drive that they had today, they scored. It's not good. It's just not good. I don't care how good the offense could have been on the Dallas side. It wouldn't have mattered, especially when the running game wasn't working. Because that was the only way we could have kept the Rams from jamming the ball down the throat of the defense on the Cowboys side, was stealing away time of possession, which we couldn't do because the damn defense couldn't get off the field. So, it is what it is. We lost. We weren't always good on the road this year. Our fate basically was what it was. It's like the famous quote of Bill Parcells: "Your record is who you are," or something like that. And as far as being on the road, our record really showed tonight. We're just not very good on the road this year. We were 8-1 at home, and it's just 2 different teams. So, a lot of highs this year and a lot of lows this year. And today, I guess, we didn't get blown out. We didn't get blown out. Cowboys didn't get blown out. But they clearly are a team that needs some kind of assistance. There is some more pieces that need to be picked up, especially on the defensive side, on that line specifically, because there's a blueprint to beat the Cowboys now, and that's just to run that ball down the middle, have a big aggressive offensive line, big hogs, and just ram that ball down the middle and just maul the smaller Cowboys defensive line. And that's the blueprint. So, it was a good season, but we're done. Guess we just look forward to next season with the same coaching staff. Hopefully Jerry makes some moves to help out that defense. And hey, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm used to it. I'm used to disappointment. I'm pretty fucking disappointed now.